What's up, everyone? Back for another beer review, and today I'll be reviewing yet another beer from the Bierstadt Lagerhaus, and they're headquartered in Denver, Colorado, and this is their Hellerbock. So this is, and I quote, maybe a bit more paraphrasing than anything, as close as to the Maibock style as they brew. Comes in at 6.8% alcohol by volume. No IBUs listed in time of review. This can is just under 8 months old. I want to give a huge thanks, shout out once again to a very good friend of mine and viewer of the channel, Sierra Hotel, for this beer. So absolutely huge thanks to him for this one. In the description box, I'll post a link to the beer mail boxing video I did that contains all the goodies he sent my way, and he sent me an epic beer mail that contained 28 unique beers and meads, and included was a mixed 4-pack of Bierstadt beers, which was awesome. I've never had a Bierstadt beer until he sent me the box, so I already reviewed the first two. They're slow pour pills and they're Helles. They're kind of known for those two beers. Absolutely delicious, and neither of those were all that fresh, which made it even better. This one, not that fresh, under 8 months old. They actually brewed this one for the spring, and when he sent it to me in that beer mail, this was already about 5 months old, give or take a couple days, or I think 5 months old, give or take a couple days. And it's just been in my fridge. I've been getting to everything else. I have one other lager, part of that mixed 4-pack. It's a corn lager that I'll get to probably in the next month. It is what it is. They say on the side, fresh lager, that's their whole spiel and whatnot. However, let me just say that the slow pour pills and Helles definitely were amazing, and they weren't that fresh. So I'm hoping this is also amazing. So as far as like a German Maibock goes, basically, it's a Bock that's paler in color, stronger in ABV, and a little bit more hop character. I've reviewed a handful of them on the channel, and this is, like they said, basically as close to the style as they brew. And yeah, it says on the bottom here, sweater weather Maibocks are brewed for the spring. So it makes sense. Anyway, let's crack this one open, get in the glass. I just hope it's okay. But, I'm going to review it, but I just want to let you guys know, yeah, it's going to, so all of theirs kind of gushed a little bit, but there was not an issue. The slow pour pills kind of just spewed out, and it was awesome. The Helles gushed like this one a little bit. It was awesome. So while they want you to drink it fresh, and I'd advocate that, it's not happening here, but I want to let you guys know that because I want to bullshit you. So as you can see, this is definitely a paler beer. It's a paler Bock. It's probably going to have a decent carbonation, so I'm going to do something like this and then pour the rest in a little bit. Throw this over here like that. We'll knock this off, and look at that beer. That's fucking gorgeous. Yeah, it's pale. It has like a pale golden yellow color. About 3 fingers of a straight up bright white colored head. Very tightly compact bubbles. Doesn't look soap sudsy. It looks more creamy. Good carbonation bubbles. Unfiltered for sure. Has a lot of floating particulates in here. See if you guys can see that if I do the contraband flashlight. You can see all the particulates floating in there. That's not carbonation. That is particulates. You just kind of see it from that angle. They're all over the place. That shouldn't matter. Like, I drink a lot of unfiltered lagers, and it is what it is. It shouldn't bother you. It shouldn't, A lot of people be like, oh, it's got to be crystal clear. And sure, I like clear beer, but sometimes when you have these little particulates, it's not an issue. So that's, I think, a better representation of how this beer should look. It looks absolutely fantastic in the glass. And it's good nose. Oh, man. Bierstadt just knows what they're doing, okay? This is so aromatic. It's insane. It reminds me of a Helles, but with like some twist to it. Like, it's so vibrant from the malt character. Toasted bread, like a toasted rustic, almost like sourdough bread. Little bit of like a honey or like a sweeter kind of malt outside of that, like toasted honey or toasted sourdough. Like a toasted rustic sourdough bread, a little bit of honey. Some nice orchard fruits, apple, as I always say, pear, like a lemon peel. The hop character in this is fantastic. So like I said, a little bit more hop character with this Bock as opposed to regular Bocks. And it has that spicy, floral, slightly herbal kind of note you'd get from like Noble hops. Like almost like a cracked black pepper. Oh, dude, it's so intoxicating. This is almost 8 months old. That's wild. Dude, a little bit of that sulfuric lager funk. Ugh. This does not smell like it's almost 7% either. Like, this might be a scary, scary beer. Let's get into it. Cheers, everyone. Prost, and thanks again to Sierra Hotel. Oh my God, is that good? Yeah, this is fucking tasty. It's very bright on the palate. Like again, the nose was very intense and aromatic and just like, man. But then the taste is a little bit more subtle, but just like concentrated in a couple of different areas. All right, body mouthfeel. It's like higher side of medium, maybe approaching low full, 6.8%. Has a heft behind it. So this is not a quaffable beer, although you could mistake it for one just because the body's a little bit bigger. The ABV is almost 7%. But this is like, give me a couple cans of this and I'm doing all right in the spring, right? The mouthfeel, it's very crisp. This is higher side of moderate carbonation, very spritzy on the palate. Super clean beer. A little bit of, excuse me, I would say a little bit of smoothness, but it is pretty smooth going down on the second half of the palate. By mouthfeel are exactly what I want this beer to be. Man, the taste is I'm trying to wrap my head around it. That forefront of that rustic sourdough bread, maybe even a little bit of like, it's not even sourdough. I don't know another type of bread I'm thinking off the top of my head. It has like a complex bready note. Kind of, again, reminds me of a Helles, just stronger. There's a little bit of that honey drizzle in there. Maybe even a touch, and it's a toasted like sourdough bread. A little bit of honey, maybe a touch of like a caramel or a toffee, like a little bit of like a sweetness, like a caramelized sweetness, very slight. As it passes through, again, red apple skin, like a tannic red apple skin. Same thing with like a white pear skin. It has like that tannic kind of note you get from the skins of those two orchard fruits. Underlying lemon zest, lemon peel, lemon pith. That sulfuric funk is a very underlying character, but it's still there. Like, I notice it a little bit. Second half of the palate, big blast of this spicy, herbaceous, slightly grassy and floral hop character. The hop character is a little bit bigger than you'd notice in a regular bock for sure. This finish is firmly dry with a bitterness approaching moderate. 6.8%, maybe a little bit warming in my chest. No acidity on the palate, although from the flavor aspect, I'd be impressed if I was drinking this wine and it was like, that's a 4.9%, Helles lager. I'd be like, wow, that's impressive. That's just like, 4.9%. It's 6.8%. It kind of tastes, as far as the impact of flavors, of something approaching 7%. So it doesn't necessarily hide the ABV well, but it kind of drinks exactly what I expect a 6.8% Maibock of some sort to drink as. But yeah, I mean, I guess, let me look it up just to be safe. I could have swore like a Hellerbock. Is a Hellerbock an actual style? I guess so. It's a Hellesbock, right? Also known as a Maibock. So they're interchangeable. So yeah, Hellerbock, Hellesbock, Maibock, whatever you want to say. It's in that realm where it's a bigger bock. It has a decent balance to it, but leans a little bit more dry and bitter. This is a beer nowadays my palate fully appreciates for sure. Would this drink better fresh? Yeah, of course. I think the hop character probably be a little bit more intense, maybe a little bit more flavorful, maybe the beer as a whole. But, I know they want you to drink these fresh, Bierstadt says, right? So at the end of the day, yeah, I can advocate drinking this a month or two old, sure. But don't be afraid if you have one in the back of your fridge or someone's like, hey, I'm going to throw this in as an extra for a trade or whatever, and it's 6 months old. Don't be like, I'm not going to drink it. Drink it. It's fucking delicious. Drink it. Rating. Let me get a rating here. I don't think I like it as much as the slow pour pills or Helles, but they're, even though this is a Hellesbock or a Maibock or a Hellerbock, it's all in that same realm where it's like, it's a bigger ABV lager that I don't necessarily think I need, but boy, is it fucking delicious. All right, so rating on the Hellerbock from Bierstadt, I'm going to go high 4.25, I'm going to go 4.3. Delicious beer. No questions about it. I love the aftertaste. This is one of those beers where the malt hits me again on the back of the palate, so I get that rustic sourdough bread, a little bit of like this that lemon zest, but mixing in with that spicy, herbaceous, and like floral, grassy hop note. It's just a beautiful finish. So yeah, definitely seek this one out if you can get your hands on Bierstadt stuff. As far as price point availability, I have no idea because Sierra Hotel, he was kind enough to send this one my way, so I don't know what the price point is. I don't know what the availability is. I will say with the price point, the Helles and the Slow Pour Pills were like less, like $12 a 4-pack or less. If this is even like a $14 to $16 realm, yes, buy it all day. If it's over like $4 a can, maybe not, but I don't know. Like I can't imagine if they're doing their Slow Pour Pills and their Helles for $12 or less a 4-pack, this can't be more than $16 4-pack. I would almost bet money on that. So that would be a good price point. And again, availability, I have no idea outside of Colorado. Seek them out. Seek out Bierstadt. They're 3 for 3. I have that corn lager. We'll see how that works out, but I don't want to review them super old, but here we are, and I'm glad I reviewed it because I was thinking about not doing it. I was talking to Sierra Hotel about it, and then I was like, I'm still going to do it, and I did it, and I'm happy. So if you've had this one before, please post in the comment section if you've ever had a Maibock or a Hellesbock or a Hellerbock or whatever you want to refer to them as. Let me know. What's your favorite? Is there one I should check out that I can get here in the Buffalo, New York area? I'd love to hear from you guys, so appreciate everybody stopping by for another beer review here on the Beer Patrol. To the next one. Cheers. Prost.